Be careful.
You got
man.
some more uses for artificial intelligence. Go ahead.
I do. As we've discussed several times on our podcasts, police services need some type of reform, and we've been very curious and vocal about AI. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in using AI and big data to enhance policing practices. So, Trulio, a technology company based out of San Francisco, California, believes this technology is an indispensable tool to help police officers identify potential threats, provide situational awareness, and generate alerts for suspicious behavior. So one such technology that has gotten attention recently is the AI-powered police body camera. So it uses computer vision and deep learning algorithms to detect, analyze objects and people in real time. However, as with any new technology, there are potential concerns around privacy, bias, ethical considerations. So my question to you is, could AI be the tool that leads to better policing?
Start things off. So, while AI is awesome and clearly can help reduce police brutality and use of force to some extent, I still say it seems like a Band-Aid to me, right? And that's because it doesn't address the root causes of the issues. I think there's more underlying factors like racial and social inequities, definitely lack of proper training, and of course, accountability. Now, AI, obviously, this tool can help with accountability better because I would understand that, right now we're probably looking at about 0.1% of the actual videos out there, whereas this tool can actually review 100% of all the video and be able to take a look and see when there are problems. So, right now, accountability, we have none of that. Still, even with the cameras, there's really no accountability. So, but the thing is, over time, it's just a matter of learning how to fool the technology. I mean, that's all it's going to be. If we don't solve the other problems, all they got to do is figure out how to get around the technology. It's like with cameras. Like we have these cameras on the highways and things like that. All you got to do is learn when to stop. Learn where the cameras are. They started creating Google, Waze, let you know when the cameras are coming up. All you got to do is counteract the technology. And that's all that's going to happen if we're just dependent totally on AI. So ensuring that the police force receive proper training, de-escalation, culture sensitivity, better understanding of mental health issues, community policing, systematic issues like socioeconomic inequalities. These are the things we got to start looking at. So that's my thought. I love the AI. I love AI. I'm a big proponent of AI, but I just think I don't think it's enough. But it's a good start. Go ahead, Johnny.
I agree, but I kind of disagree in the sense where you said it's a Band-Aid. I think that it's more so just an early on tool. Like, I don't know how to describe that better, but a tool in a sense because it does hold accountability, but it also keeps record of, from what I'm understanding, certain language or language use, profanity, which I thought was interesting, but it keeps record. So it's almost like causing this like standard for other police. It's not just about accountability. It's almost like I said, kind of causing a system or a standard that really could cost you your job if you're a police officer. So it's like you're coming into this job knowing how you have to come. So I don't know. I think the traffic system is a good point, but that one's kind of harder to manage. But with this, I think that this is a good technology. But honestly, when I first heard it, I was like, is this a way to record and download like police behavior so they can make some type of RoboCop? Like, this is so weird. But I think if used intelligently and with a real purpose other than, let's catch these people and hold them accountable, it could really set a standard. I know that it's not in very many, it says 36%. Oh, no. I know that it's not in very many police stations because of the affordability, but I think they could use it, honestly, especially the rural ones.
One thing I do want to say about this 36%. So this particular California Police Department was already doing very well when it came to use of force. So this was just an added thing. So basically, if they resolved one use of force issue, then they would get a high percentage rate anyway, because they had such so few use of force incidents. So if they solved one, then you get a 36%.
That's a huge impact.
Right. So, I mean,
so that's not a good...
it's a little bit skewed, But with that being
Biased.
said, and the other nuance I want to point out is there's a difference between AI and machine learning. And actually, I think this is more of a machine learning that's being referred to
Right.
as AI, which machine
Right.
learning, there's a less intuitive nature to it. It's more of about, these are the parameters I want you to look for, find them. And that's what
Okay.
machine learning is about versus AI, which can actually act like a human and kind of take a look and start to see things that maybe you didn't specifically set parameters for,
Assign
and it
it.
starts to
Okay.
notice somebody doing something different. So this is not exactly AI either. So I just wanted to point those two things out. But go ahead, Robbie.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, you pulled up those images while Johnny was speaking. If you could pull those up again, please. Yeah, so these are some of the metrics that it measures. So it rates police officers for risk behavior and professional behaviors. So formality, explanations, politeness, gratitude for your professionalism. So some of the interactions that are listed here. Hello, ma'am. I am Officer Smith with the Chicago Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is for doing 60 miles per hour in a 40 miles per hour zone. May I please see your license and registration? Thank you, ma'am. A very professional, courteous, polite interaction. And then in the risk category, they're looking for direct profanity, insults, threats, profanity. So, hey, dummy, sit down on this curb. I move you from here. If you move from here, I will break your legs. I don't give a expletive. F you, direct profanity. So these are risk behaviors. And if you're recording these interactions and the AI is recording these and giving you metrics on it, now you can identify things at the root. And the nice thing is it gives you a synopsis. So Officer Smith, with this interaction, 70% standard, 20% high, gives them a total of 90%. High professionalism, giving explanations, risky behavior, swore. So I think that if you are out in the field, and especially when you're in a hot situation, the adrenaline's going, you may not be fully aware of what's going on, of how you're reacting to things. So I think that having a good metrics tool like this to report on every interaction that you're having is a great way to improve. So I don't think that it's the cure for it, Neil, but it is a wonderful tool where we can finally collect those metrics, and you bring in accountability when you have that. Because if you have an officer who is flagging risky behaviors consistently and the administration, their supervisors aren't taking action on it, then it falls squarely on them. You have that paper trail all the way. I think of someone like Derek Chauvin, where it came up that he had a rich history of aggressive behavior. Well, you know what? Problem officers like that could be identified early, and we could work to either train them better or to weed them out of the system. They can go into private security, but they don't need to be policing the citizenry because they're clearly not cut out for it. So I think this is a wonderful tool for identifying those bad apples and getting them out. And the cost, affordability, the lack of market penetration right now, it's not there. But if they can make it affordable and prolific, I think that this is a tool that can affect some real change over time.
I just think it needs to be a supplemental tool or a complementary tool, because you still have to make sure they're trained properly, because even if this tool identifies something, it doesn't matter if you don't train them to do better, right? So,
but is there like a national thing that has a standard of how police are trained? Because aren't you supposed to be trained to be a police? Like, how do you do that?
I don't think there's a national standard.
Okay.
But that's a good question.
No.
Should there be a national standard for policing? And maybe, maybe that's something. But then the states are going to fight that. That's going to be.
Yeah, because Chicago is different than.
Yeah, and I don't know. There should be I don't think it's right, and that's the thing, because you don't know. Every locality is different. If you're in Montana, do you really need to have the same training that you have to have in New York? Probably not.
No.
So is there a national standard that there are some things that we can probably standardize?
Yes, you need to have a national standard, because even if you were to, if it's not like you said, like New York versus Montana, okay, but what if you have that scenario play out in Montana? You've never received that training,
True.
you've never received that nugget of
Good
knowledge.
point.
No, you need to have a national standard for policing so that it is across the board. And the I don't understand policing and appointments and counties and sheriffs. It's crazy in the
It-
States. It's
Yep.
the Wild West. You're voting for law enforcement? Shut up. No.
Yeah.
Put the right people in
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
It's
we
not a
really need.
popularity
There
contest.
needs to be some police reform. I mean, like I say, this is a tool,
Oh, yeah.
a part of it, but you got to look at the role and responsibilities of law enforcement in our society. And right now, they get called for every little issue. You know, you got to start looking at alternative models, especially when it comes to like mental health issues. You got to start looking at other things. So
Yeah.
let's get these comments
Neighborhood
online.
watch.
We got a comment from Jacqueline Robinson. Why can't U.S. police officers undergo the type of training their counterparts receive in other countries? I worry that some will find their way around the technology. And that's my concern. There's going to be
Mhm.
ways around it. It just can't be the only solution. That's my only concern. All right. Is this truth, lies, shenanigans? I got some truth.
I feel
going on.
like it's true. I feel like they're trying to make a step towards the right direction, even though it's
It's a good
like-
tool. It's a really good
It's a
tool.
step towards reform. It's a tool that can lead to reform if
Yeah.
used properly.
If used properly, right? And it's not just
they have
cameras.
to take advantage of it.
I mean,
Right.
and actually, if you think about it, it is sort of like just right now, it's just cameras on the highway. But at least those cameras are getting reviewed, that content, because they want to make money off of it. But right now,
Right.
all those cameras that they're wearing and all that footage is not getting reviewed. It's just getting stored
Nope.
in case there's a problem. So,
Exactly.
To review
in
it
case it needs to be
afterwards,
brought
yeah.
into question. Yeah.